for a racing car I want a bucket seat, but I don't need all this padding then.
Sure.
But I do a lot of work for Porsche and their cars. The 18-way sports seat is better because you can make it, you can puff it up so it'll still grip you, but it's not like you need a chiropractor every time you get in it.
Yeah, I'm quite glad for my sim I didn't get a bucket seat. I've just got like a seat out of an old Beamer for it.
Oh, you got an old car chair? That's pretty good.
Because it's like it's good for endurance and that kind of stuff. But
comfortable, yeah.
This would be a bit.
The thing with these edges, actually, these are not very aggressive edges, but some racing seats you get in and out. I end up with bruises on my arse.
Yeah.
Climbing over the edge.
Yeah. It's not a graceful entry and exit, is it?
No, often it's not. Yeah. So, what we're also going to do is we're going to change the car, put it in sport mode.
Oh yeah.
Which means you're going to feel, you certainly hear a bit more popping and banging, which is nice. You feel a little bit more tightness in the throttle. If you were doing it as an automatic car, it'd be a bit more lively with the gears, because you're doing the gears, that's under your control. The steering will probably feel a bit heavier, so the car feels a bit more precise, a bit more engaged, and a bit more like you are actually involved with the car.
Yeah.
So I really like the setting. It also backs the stability off a little bit, so the car's a little bit more free to move and wiggle. In these cars we've noticed, in the S it's less of a problem than it is in the standard car. Even when you turn that off, it's not ever completely off. So it's always lurking in the background. But the trick is to identify it and work up to that limit, and then don't push beyond it, and you won't feel the cars interfering with you and pulling you back. We'll see how we go, whether we get to that point or not, but I'll certainly drive when I'm doing my lap, I'll turn it all off.
Yeah.
So foot on the brake, start her up. And so you move back a couple of clicks.
Yeah,
with the seat.
I did,
so straight away that looks better. And if you just go with your wrist there, if you can get your wrist top center, if you have a straight arm now, you'll always have a bent arm when you're driving, and that's kind of what we want.
Yeah.
And the trick with this is to use the pad of your thumb and your forefinger, and just hang in that little dent there.
Just use that to do the anchorage.
That's exactly, and the pads of your thumbs are where all your nerve endings are, way more there than anywhere else in your hand. And the fingers really just wrap around to make it look a little less silly.
Yeah.
I have seen people do this. It looks daft.
The jazz hands.
But it works.
Yeah.
It does work. So go for D a second time, and then press the sport button.
And
you hear it change.
Yeah.
So it's livened up the gear. The engine map has come up, popping and banging on the exhaust, which is really nice. So here you go.
Yep.
So on the down change, you find the car pops and burbles.
Yeah, I can feel that a little bit already.
Yeah. Good and clear. You're nice and good to go. Yeah.
Should keep it at 20. I'm well clear. Yeah.
So and then up to second gear. So you're back to using your left foot.
Yeah.
For the brakes. It's okay if you want to.
Is it bad practice?
No, it's the next step. It's just sometimes you get a performance gain, and then you go for process gain and lose performance.
Yeah.
So I've got a guy that's racing one of my minis. He's trying to left foot brake and he's crapping it. So I just said stop doing it.
Right.
Learn the rest of it first. So bring it up. Maybe if you're late, so bring it up to 5th gear. So we're doing the muscle memory thing. We'll get it straight, brake in a straight line, 2 gears down. And the thing with left foot braking is it's often a lot heavier than it needs to be. So on the road it's a little bit lumpy, but on the track it's quite useful. That's it. And you can train yourself to do it. It doesn't take very long. So keep looking further around and then hop out to 4th gear. And then through out there. We're going to go wide. Let this Ferrari come through because he's on a fast lap anyway. All the way out to the left. And away we go. Up to 5th gear. So we're in the right gear, no more gears. Bring your fingers back in so you don't need them. So little kiss of the brake, set the car before the corner, back on the gas pedal, and draw it around with a little bit of throttle. Not bad. Hold it steady, ease back on the pedal, let the car settle. And then keep the throttle constant now, don't add any, try not to pulse it. Look for the green. Now start to load it up. 5%, 5%, 5%. Maybe now 10%, 10%, 10%. Leave it at 6. 5 or 6, here it doesn't really matter, but 5 for the braking. Look at the red cone, bit of braking, down 1 gear, back on the gas pedal, keep it gentle, stay with it, I like it, that's good, all the way out. So, rev it up more in 5th, more revs. Now go for 6.
Okay, that kind of pitch we're looking at there.
You're changing kind of early, you want a bit more noise through the engine. So yellow cone, wait for the braking, wait, braking now. Gears down, 1, 2, 3, bleed off the brakes, bleed off, carry a bit of speed into the corner, roll it through, so try to hook those blues there, take a bit of paint here, use a bit of curb there, run it all the way out to the left. That's good. Up again 4, leave it at 4. You could do 5th, but we want a bit of engine braking, so off the gas, let the car slow down a bit, you feel the weight settle.
Yeah.
across. No, straight away, that's a bit more moderate, and that's perfect. It's beautiful. They're going to pass this car around the right. Pass it around the right now. Where you go, where you go, yep. All the way across. Apparently that's a YouTuber and her dad.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about footage, yeah.
So leave it in this gear, ease off, bit of braking, off the brake now. Car's balanced, look at that.
That's nice.
You don't get any of that nipping through the ABS. Looking further around though, because you're not looking where you want to be going. So from here, look for that yellow cone, then imagine the green one. Look further around, stay positive throttle now, start to gently accelerate, run it out. If you want a gear, you can have it, back to the middle, but we need a gear down when we're braking.
Yeah.
Usually I just stay in fifth, because there's no need to make work for yourself. Braking now, change across, back on the gas. Hold on the gas, hold on the gas. That's good. So you feel the back of the car shimming a little bit there? Because you weren't back on the gas yet, you still have too much weight on the front. But it's nice to explore that, so there's nothing wrong with that. If we're going faster, it starts to get a bit more of a worry. Straight line, braking now. Gears, 1, 2, 3, lead off, follow it in. So it's a bit more of a hybrid line now. A bit more of a fighting line if you like.
Yeah.
Back on the power.
Is that a kind way of putting it?
No, it's good, it's good. No, it's nice, because if I was chasing you, what you've done now is deny me the inside of the corner.
Yeah.
So that's actually quite useful.
Okay.
Again, it's the next step. So just a little lift, don't need to brake, red cone, yellow cone, balance it. So just pause, be patient, look up high, gently start to add the power, become left, up a gear, now balance it, not too aggressive with the throttle. That's beautiful. Bring it in, we're going to brake halfway, braking now, 2 gears down, switch pedals, that sir was lovely. So that's braking as late as you can, but no squeaking, no skidding, much more balance, much more reserved. I like it.
Yep.
Switch across, up a gear, so all the way out, and up a gear. So ease off, give the brakes a little kiss, don't change gear, back to fifth.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I did that.
So you're putting lots of power in there, see how the car's moving to the right?
Yeah.
You want to be on the left. So put in less throttle. Because what you're doing there is creating a problem for yourself down here.
The balance, turn into the green.
That's it, let it run out, and up a gear if you want to. So a car to deal with, see how we get when we get along to him. So let's hold behind him, do him after the corner. Bit of brake again to fifth. Plan to go to his right, so look for that gap on the inside. Keep going towards the right hand edge, because he's going to go left. I feel it in my bones, there you go. But it could be your mum driving now.
Yeah, I know.
So when you're doing track days, it's nice just to be patient.
Don't hassle them, yeah.
Exactly. You've got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Bring it in. Straight line, look ahead. Braking now hard. Gears 1, 2, 3. Keep braking. Lean off, switch pedals. That's probably perfection with the braking.
Yeah, it wasn't a bit late.
No, it was good. It was late, but we got it round. It was late and using everything, but without a car complaining. Car passing on your right. Ease off, let him go. So settle the car. So he's going to be all over that little red car, which created a problem for him. If you time it just right, you don't need to be dancing over him. He's going to go right, we're going to go left. Go. Yeah. Before he changes his mind. So we're in fifth again, bring it in, don't look at the other cars, braking now, gears now, one more, that's it. Up one, you've got too many. That's it. So in the excitement there, you change to fourth before we start braking.
It rattled like a deer.
Yeah. Bring it round. So ease back a bit, plan to pass him on the right, go right, go right. Where you go? And up again. Up to fifth. So think about setting the car up for the corner, a little lift, kiss the brakes, middle of the road, no gears, back to fifth. Easy, get it in. So again, loads of throttle, and you're really working those tyres. Some more balance on the throttle there is going to make this an easier corner.
Yeah. Sorry, but
That's okay. It's
I'm
the
hearing
excitement, it's the adrenaline. And you find though, when you sleep on this, next time you do this, if you come back again, it'll be a little bit easier.
I'm trying to unlearn some bad habits, to be honest. I'm picking up with
I get that, but you spend time driving on the road, you got your sim, a bit of braking, turn it across, so everyone comes with a bit of baggage.
Yeah.
That's nice through there, that's good. But we can focus on that through normal. I'll call it out when we get there next time. Bring it in. Straight line on the brakes. Go now, go. Gears 1, 2, 3. You feel the car squirming?
Yeah, that was less
So
good.
that's just physics. No, it's fine actually. brakes, you see the ABS lights?
Yeah.
The hazard lights are flashing because we're getting close to the ABS. But that's probably perfect braking now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. You couldn't be any more aggressive. I mean, we won't be able to stop any less. Ease back. Run it in. So usually I'm trying to get people to use the brakes more, but you've actually found the sweet spot now. So up again now, balance throttle, not too aggressive. So we want to take this kind of throttle and move it to the other left-hander. Bring it in, bring it in. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Braking now. 2 gears. Look across. Look around for that red. Just a bit of noise. So maybe 2 miles an hour too quick. I'm being picky now.
Yeah.
Almost perfect. Up again. That's it. But if you didn't hear that noise, you wouldn't realise the limit is there.
Yeah, exactly.
You hear it all the time, you're wasting time. Up again. So think about this, you've got a car ahead, little lift, kiss the brakes, brake it now, balance the throttle, don't jam it in. Look at that. And now you can put the car anywhere you like.
Yeah, that's much nicer.
You're not fighting to get it in. So it's like more patient.
To go on the right?
Wait for him now. It's gonna compress.
Oh yeah, of course, the codes, yeah.
Yeah. But we want to go right. So gently through to the right hand side, away you go. These guys don't bite us through because they can't see.
Yeah.
But it's good to be patient because they can be quite erratic.
Is that a solo driver?
Yeah. 50 now, look at the red cone. Bit of braking now. Turn it in now. Back on the gas pedal but gently. That's 95 miles an hour through there. That's pretty good, you know.
I'm not even looking at the speedo.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. So your eyes are way at the end of the straight, bring it in. These guys aren't a problem yet. Stand by, braking now. Gears 1, 2, 3. Lean across the other pedal. That's it. Nice and patient. Let it roll in. Keep the car nice and gathered up. Back on the power gently. So that's 4 laps done. Now we've got 2 more to go. Nice and wide. Up again. Ease back. Just use that engine braking. We don't need to catch him in the middle of the corner. Don't look at the grey car. Look beyond the grey car. White and green at the top of the hill. Up again. Think about that balance throttle now. So you're not being greedy with it, but you want to stay on it for sure. But only just a little bit. Bring it in. Bring it in. Don't change gear yet. Now gears. 1 more gear.
So there's a bit of a traffic is all.
Yeah, so but you're out of sequence, so you're letting the traffic distract you. You don't need the brakes, you don't need the gears until you're done with the brakes. Run it through. Back up to 4th gear. Actually leave it in 3rd for a minute. We're going to try and pass these guys on the right. But remember, all the cars in front of you are trying to pass the guy in front as well.
It's a queue.
So chase the grey car. Up to 4th, then up to 5th. So position the car, think about the balance. Turn it in and just tickle the throttle. Just tickle it. And now so you can steer anywhere you like. And try not to pass. So let's pass the grey car now. Do it on the right. Do it now. Do it now. No, no, no. Slow it down a bit. Drop it behind the green. Be patient here. Look further round. And so let it run out towards the green cone. If he indicates we'll pass, move to the right. There you go. And it's small changes. Give him room. Look for that red cone. Bit of braking. Down the gear. Turn the car. Back on the power. Now that's fast through there. But your position is good, you can get away with it, so that's really nice.
Nice.
But being on the left, you make the right hand bends much wider. 500 horsepower Mustang, you're about to eat it. Straight line. Braking hard. Gears 1, 2 and 3. Lead off and follow the Mustang round. So try and use those blue cones to set up that line there.
Yeah, it's about going a bit wide, aren't I?
Actually no, your position is done. You could go a bit wider to the right. Let's pass the Mustang now. We might have to drop in between the 2 cars. Yeah, drop in between the 2. And then get a little closer.
Is this the portion on the last lap?
We got 1 more.
Okay.
Pass him again. Up again. So go for that balance. Yeah, this is lap 5 I think. We'll do another one anyway. Get it straight, braking now. Down the gears. Look across, bleed off. So that hazard flash shows you using the gears well. I like it. Around, balance, up a gear, turn it now. Getting quite close to that cone. I thought it's shuffling his feet. Up a gear. So think about balance as you go left, right, noble. So as you approach, a little bit of braking, turn it in and keep the throttle balanced. You're not being greedy. That's good. That's good. Ease back a little bit because you don't want to run off the track, but you don't want to have to brake at this point. Keep ABS there, you can feel the car skipping.
What's like the hazards I can hear? Is that the ABS?
Yeah, you get near the ABS, the hazard will flash. It's for, as a road car, you're making a big fuss of the fact you're
yeah, of course. It's bad on the roads, yeah.
Yeah, well, you see someone ahead doing it, get out of his way, because he's having a mare. Here, what it shows is that you're actually using the whole capability of the brakes. That last one was probably 105%, so slightly more than you can get away with.
Dab it a bit.
Up gear, so you're in the wrong gear. Braking now, 2 gears down, lead off, and then start your turn. That's a nice transition, that's good. Patience with the throttle, patience, squeeze it on. Up a gear, doing that, that's it. So you're not changing outside the car in the middle of the corner. That wide, up a gear. Look at the red cone, bit of braking, slow it down, don't change gear.
Yeah.
That's it. Because you don't need, and you've gone straight back to throwing lots of power in. He's back. Slowly knocking the cones over. You feel how unsettled the car is?
Yeah, I feel it.
You're too greedy in the previous corner. And that's kind of, well, it's the last lap anyway. Let's get it done, let's get it finished. So, past the grey car. And we're sitting behind this guy. In fact, pass him on the right. Do it now. Blue flash for him. We're close corner. Braking. Turn it in, back of the gas. There you go. And you see when you get back of the gas how the rear rotation stops, because that's when you get the balance set up.
Yep. Something to take away for next time, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. But we'll talk a little bit more about one of those little things. So braking now, gears now, 1, 2, and 3, and bleed off and swing it across, and then just drop the beat right back because we're going to drop it into the pits. Now that was good. 10 out of 10 for effort, absolutely. You're still attacking it quite a little bit more than you need to.
Yeah, I need to. That's the main
Drive
thing
it a
to
bit more,
unlearn.
you give less of a shit really. It's more relaxing. Go 20 miles an hour down here will be nice. So I like that though. I like that. So you've certainly got some pace. You're not shy of a bit of confidence.
Yep.
And that's good. If it's measured a little bit. Go back in here. Stick it in auto gears. Let the car sort the gears out for that.
Same place as before, reversing it.
Yeah, go round wide. And we'll pause for a second. We'll do the debrief thing, and then we'll grab a helmet. And I'll show you.
Would you like Tiff in first?
How I do it, yeah.
Casually just letting Tiff the devil in.
Well, there you go. He's a nice bloke, actually.
Yeah, he strikes me as a nice bloke.
Yeah. So we'll go and park the other side of his little walkway, because if you park in his space, he'll get really upset.
I'm sure.
That's it, out that way, back in that way.
I think it's like looking too away.
Yeah, there's nothing down there.
What's the matter?
That's it.
I'm in, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Hammer's not in.
Hold it there. Not on the grass. So take us forward just a little bit. That'll do you there. Okay. So we just turn the engine off. So working backwards then. So I think the pace is about the same.
Yeah.
We need to think about your style now. And the style needs to relax just a little bit. So you've got a habit of dropping back into what you know from before. So particularly through that left-hander Nova, when you start to put the power on, you're putting loads of power on, and then we're struggling to keep the car on the side of the road that we want it to be on. And if you think of what's going on with the weight of the car, when you accelerate, it does this.
Yeah.
Less grip at this end because there's less weight there. So it won't be quite as willing to turn into a corner as you want it to be. So the trick really, and we're talking maybe 5%, is to be just a little bit more patient, feed the power a little bit more gradually, and you won't get that change of balance quite so much. And you'll be able to put the car exactly where you want it. Braking is good. Think about the left foot thing.
As in do or don't? Or
it needs to be better.
Okay, so too heavy.
Yeah. So it takes time to practice with that. So I did this once. The Z4 that I've got has only got 2 pedals. Most of my cars only have 2 pedals. And my colleague did some work up in Coventry. He said, "Right, drive home, left foot braking." First 2 roundabouts, appalling.
Yeah.
Third roundabout, I'm getting the hang of it. And then when I stop thinking about it, I can actually do it. But if you think about how you use your brake with your right foot, how do you use your brake with the left foot? You treat your left foot more like a clutch pedal. And it's more all the way to the carpet and off again.
Yeah.
And we're getting a lot of that here. In fact, you can even feel it when you're backing up here. Your left foot braking and the car doesn't know are we going or not. So the left foot, it needs a bit more finesse. I'm not saying don't do it, but at the moment it's holding you back. So we get this, when we do the coaching course, we talk about this. So you get a performance is is a line on the graph. So you get a performance peak, then you add something like trail braking, heeling and towing in a manual car, left foot braking, something, and you're going to get a performance dip. As you're chasing the process, your performance actually goes off. This is where you are. You're going down the way a little bit because you're working on the left foot braking thing. Once you master it, the whole lot's going to end up over here, higher than where you were before you started it. But sometimes, and for some people, it just doesn't work. So it needs a bit more finesse. So I'm not saying don't do it, but be aware of it. And the thing is, anything that goes slightly wrong, if you own it as a driver, you can use that to grow and to build. If you're saying, well, it's the car, I need to change this, need to change that, you need a mechanic, not a coach. And you spend loads of money chasing something you're never going to get. So owning something as a driver is very healthy. So not that it's a criticism, it's more of an observation.
Yes.
At the moment, I think it's holding you back.
I mean, I've had zero training with that, so yeah.
So we're doing okay.
Yeah.
And you can sort of self-coach yourself. I mean, everyone's done it up to a point. Everyone's done a bit of self-coaching.
Yeah.
One of the real beneficial things about that is to be self-analytical and pick things apart and say, what am I doing to make this happen? What am I doing to make that happen? It's not the car. The car's an inanimate object. Unless you're going to spend thousands of pounds changing and adding wings and all sorts of silly stuff.
Yeah.
The car is the car. You can change the tyre pressures, and that's about it. So I'm dealing with a guy that's in one of my cars, and he's very much like that. Well, if I had more rubbish, just drive it better. And he's overthinking everything.
I mean, look at this, it's way down in power versus other things, right? Like it's,
But we've not had any trouble keeping up with stuff.
No, it's
in
not.
fact, overtaking stuff.
Yeah.
And you've got something like that Lambo with double the horsepower.
Yeah.
And it ain't double the speed.
No.
Sometimes it's not even as quick as this. But I've been spending the last 2 days passing all of these things in this little humble little car.
Yeah.
Less about what you got and more about what you do with it that counts. And what I enjoy about doing these courses is all about the driving, getting the focus. We've got loads of time. It's not get in right next, get out next. We've got time, we'll get out, we'll chat, we'll get back in, we'll do it again. So the lines are pretty good. I think we've seen improvement in those. Again,
there's that one place, isn't there, where I'm just
it's like your
greedy.
nemesis.
Yeah. I know, yeah.
So don't be greedy is a good thing.
Yeah.
You're running a little bit less throttle and you find you're not running out of track quite so often. But once you get the car rotated, if you've underdone it, it's easy to add power then. But if you overcommit early, you're dealing with trying to take power away. And we had one big slidey moment through Goodwood, which was entirely as a result of your fairly common. So you get to this point here, and you add in plus 20% throttle, way more than you need, and the car's starting to wander across to this side of the track, and it's doing that. As a result, when we went in there, you're comfortable going in at say 80, but we went in there at 90, and we'd start to turn around the cones. You get to this point, and you lifted, and we had the whole back of the car moving, and then we were carrying on. So the whole thing did this.
Yeah.
Now the stability program caught it and got us back into line. If you didn't have that and it starts to rotate more, you're going to panic and it breaks you, you'll spun it.
Yeah.
Mid-engine car, no time to fix it. Front engine car, like the little Renault that's there, you got all the time in the world to fix it.
Yeah.
And if you want to, just get on the power and the thing will pull itself straight. This won't, because the power's at the back. It'll just overtake it.
That was on the last lap, wasn't it? That
Last but one, yeah. Yeah. And it was because you were getting, I don't know if you knew the time was running out and you started getting more ambitious. What I wanted to say at the time, but I thought we'd wait, is there's a point when you need to have a break. So when we're doing serious track work, we're working 15-minute chunks anyway.
Yeah.
So not that different to what we're doing. Go and have a bottle of water, go and have a cup of tea, go and talk to someone about something that's nothing to do with driving, and then come back and have another go.
Do we say 15 minutes is a good amount of time?
15, 20, people can't concentrate beyond that. I mean, when the army used to teach me, I was in the army 40 minutes and the soldiers were asleep.
Yeah.
So there's no point doing an hour-long briefing because the last 20 minutes are wasted. So you start to learn your audience. Psychologically, you're a machine, but you need rest. And if you're concentrating hard on a thing, after 15 minutes for most people, maybe 20, you're wasting your time now. Nothing's going in anymore.
Yep.
So you've got to go and do something else. So I reckon what that probably was you peaked at that point.
I would agree.
So you reverted to what you were doing normally and had way more power than you need to, and you paid the price for it over there. Luckily, we've got a nice wide racetrack and plenty of stability control, so it's no big deal. And my heartbeat probably hasn't gone above 80.
You've seen far worse, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, yeah. Sometimes slower people are worse as well, because there's so much more erratic. So we've got enough momentum, but more or less we're going to go in the right direction anyway. It's good and it's encouraging, and I enjoyed it. It's polish that you need now. So there's no shortness of enthusiasm, which is good. Bit of polish.
Yeah.
So the trick is want it less.
Want it. Yeah. Maybe I'll try with the whole, as you say, one finger, relax a bit.
And if you just drive it like you don't care, or drive it like your mum's in the car, there's a good thing.
Yeah.
You tiptoe around, try not banging the head off the windows, that sort of thing. Or imagine a glass on the bonnet. There's loads. Jackie Stewart did this. You remember the 70s world champion? He'd a dish on the bonnet of the car, tennis ball on the string, but the string was too long, the ball would fall out. And he would do slaloms in this car without the ball falling out of the dish. He can move, but he knows how much he can get away with. And that smooth style won him 3 world championships. Nothing else, because the cars weren't particularly spectacular compared to each other. But for him, smoothness and consistency was the way to go.
Especially back then.
It's the best way to do it even now. So a lot of racing cars don't have any of the technology. If you rely on the technology, then it's the engineer who wins the race and not you. Better not to have it and do the job yourself. I like that though. I think it was really good.
Thank you.
It's interesting though, because I think you've got what I would call the typical sim racer's fearlessness.
Okay.
And you're just attacking everything. And I'm mindful there is no reset button in this.
Was anything dangerous though?
No. Only that one squeaky bum moment when you overcommitted into Goodwood and then changed your mind halfway around.
Yeah.
The car
on the last lap. Yeah.
The rest of it was fine.
Okay.
It's and like I say, it's just a little bit of polish really. It's nothing disastrous. I've had people way slower who are much more scary. So it's fine. But basically, nobody scares
sim
me anymore.
racer's fearlessness. It's a good point. Yeah, because you can just.
You don't have any consequences of making a mistake.
No, you don't.
So you're bold.
Yeah.
Almost to the point of being reckless.
Yeah.
Not in this case.
No.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
So the gear changes were nice. They were good and precise.
There was one where I kept downshifting unnecessarily in going into the wide left. What was it called?
Noble. Yeah, you were down to 4th. You can do it in 4th, but the engine's just racing a bit. The throttle's a little bit more sensitive. Yeah. So leave it in 5th and carry the speed. If you get a car with a bigger engine like those things with the flat 60s,
the Audi,
there's the Porsche, the Porsche Caymans, 2.7 or 3.4, 3.6, wherever they are. They've got a lot of inertia in the engine, a lot of mass, a lot of torque. So you can be 1 gear higher and it will just pull anyway. Think about that, if you've ever driven a diesel car, they tend to be more lumpy and throaty with the power delivery, so you're not changing gears quite so often. So you get away with this. You're not looking for a big burst of acceleration, so you don't need to be in the bottom gear wringing its neck. I'll go for 7 with that. That's quite good. Steering was nice. I think that improved, and the approach to the corners, they were mostly calmer. And for the bulk of the second set, we were doing quite a bit better, which is even more complicated. So 6 8 48, 1 2 3 down 45.
Solid numbers. I'm happy with that.
That's good. Yeah, 45 is nice. So 45 in here. So for Allard, think about the cones on the exit.
Yep.
You tend to be pulling it towards the right, but you can let it drift to the left and follow the cones. The more you're doing this with the steering, the more you're holding the car back. So if you can open it up and use a bit more track over there, when there is track over there, that's this corner here, it'll flow a little bit better. Campbell, Cobb and Seagrave, this is the first complex, I think 3, 4 and 4. Basically that was quite nice. We did that really well. I think you had a bit of tyre noise, but only once.
Once, I remember it.
And when we were compressing the braking and turning, I was thinking, is it going to squeak? No, it's not. It's spot on.
That's when you were saying like that's the limit.
And yeah, the little squeak, and we only had it once.
Yep.
So that's perfect. Basically, you brushed the limit rather than harassing it. So that's really peachy. I really like that.
Did you say it was also, where was it? I was quite close to the grass, quite commonly. Maybe a corner after this. Like pushing out a bit too far.
Yeah, maybe on the exit. Good one. We were a bit close to the grass once or twice. There were a couple of times, but I wasn't overly bothered. And a lot of times I wasn't going to say, oh, here you were a little bit as well, before you turn into Allard. If I say watch the grass, some people tense up and end up on the grass anyway. It's quite often I won't say.